her moment or her microphone height. Sojourner Truth did not choose her moment, and Malala Yousafzai did not choose her moment. On this stage, the LGBT community and an organization that's been a beacon to me for my whole adult life. 40 years ago, in 1977, I was 4 years old. The National Center for Lesbian Rights was founded by two lawyers who were representing lesbian moms and gay dads in the courts. But it quickly became clear that to defend the family is to defend the community. And that means seeking justice in schools, in the workplace, on the sports fields, and so on. It became clear that our work was not just about sexual orientation, but also gender identity. And not just sexual orientation and gender identity, but racial justice and economic justice. What we know and we strive to practice at NCLR is that this work cannot get done by us alone. We follow the leadership of people and coalitions who know the local lay of the land, the culture of the local courts, and the communities. After yesterday, when we saw that transition in power in the White House and watched policies related to LGBTQ protections and climate change disappearing off official websites before our eyes. Right. It didn't take long. The only way we move forward is in coalition. That is how we leverage our power. And we continue to reach out, but it's not an easy thing to stand together. Sometimes you're standing like all you in much closer quarters than's, necessarily comfortable, and you step on each other's toes, right? That's happening. I know that's happening out there. And sometimes it feels like there's not enough space for everybody in the room. And in that moment, it's really easy to fall back on that old anxiety of scarcity and to grab at resources and to hold back the portion that we have and to shout out over everybody else. When we allow the politics of identity to obscure the politics of solidarity, we are not strong. The hardest work in coalition building is building trust, establishing mutual respect, and mastering a shared language that will allow us together to break down the walls and achieve the freedom we're all fighting so hard for. Number two, this moment requires that we pay attention to those who are most at risk. Human rights, women's rights are human rights, and we rise up in the support of the vision, but it demands justice for all, and particular mindfulness about who's likely not to be heard, who will be first to be attacked or cut off or punished. There's never been a more profound challenge to this country's ideals of justice, inclusion, and equality than there is today. Most of us have never seen in our lifetimes a country that's led by people who have been so openly disrespectful and threatening towards so many groups of people. And when we march today, we must hold at the center of our collective viewfinder those for whom the danger is clear and imminent. Muslims, undocumented people, Black men and youth, low-income people, especially those with disabilities and serious health concerns, transgender and gender non-conforming people, and those who live in places where they're especially vulnerable to attack by their neighbors and their legislators. We fought too long and at too great a cost to sit idly by and watch the progress we made over decades be dismantled in a matter of years. Together to resist the rolling back of voting rights and reproductive freedoms. We will resist together the expansion of prisons and the building of walls at our borders. We will fight for public education and public art and clean water, and loving who we love and marrying whoever we choose. And knowing that these bodies are our bodies. They will be respected, they will be safe, and they are always only ours to control and make choices about. revolution, and some of us will negotiate in the boardroom, and some will argue in the courts, and some will fight fires and heal bodies. Some will compromise and some will refuse to compromise. Some will make song and dance and poetry and tell stories and draft legislation and invent new technologies and gather us together to pray and gather us together to walk off the job. We will sit in silence. We will raise our voices in resistance. Have a great march.
He tenido el privilegio de alzar la voz de la mujer inmigrante y trabajadora del hogar en diferentes acciones, con otras compañeras trabajadoras de la organización y otras organizaciones, que luchamos juntas por una reforma migratoria justa para todos.
I have the privilege of participating in different protests that have given a voice to immigrant women and domestic workers. I have taken part in various protests despite my lack of immigration status.
Some noise! I am so honored to be standing in front of such a large group of women and women supporters. Personally, I'm here representing for every one of you guys out there. I'm also representing for women of color. All the women of color, make some noise. Also representing for all the queer women. Queer women, make some noise. That's right. They can never, ever take our power from us. Let us not forget that. You guys ready for some hip hop music? You guys ready to move around and wiggle a little bit around you? Good. Sweet. Everybody make some noise! Yeah! Hey yo, they said we couldn't make it this far, so they don't believe we've been working this hard, but it's hard work. Look at all of these scars, and in my context, I got nothing but, hey, avant-garde. Avant-garde. Look. Hey yo, they said we couldn't make it this far, but they don't believe we've been working this hard. Born in the hood, raised in the hood. Some said I will probably end up no good, but shout out to my mama, cause that struggle is real. Trying to raise hella kids in a city so trill. The city of the pimps and hoes. The city of the crack and blow. It's not hard to get distracted though. I see a couple of my friends even acting up. Yep, it's just a chain reaction. All my life I've been planning my abstraction. Yep, it can take me anywhere as long as there's a need for action. I'm complex, as long as you can do your fraction. A beach in my mind and I see myself waxing in the sun somewhere. There's no contacting me. Yeah, there's no contacting me. I'ma turn history into a herstory. But they don't believe I've been working this hard, but it's hard work. Look at all of these scars, and in my context, I got nothing but stars. Avant-garde, hey. Yeah, look. They only said they couldn't make it this far, so they don't believe we've been working this hard. I never graduated, but I never constipated, and I only been free, I'm only emancipated. Attached to this life, we can never separate, but yo, the country that I live just wanna make a demonstration. Creations of a motherfucking tarnished nation. But I can change your mind with this conversation. You say you needed air, I'm your ventilation. Said that I'm dope, it really is just an understatement. Shout out to Katrina, shout out to Sally Mae. A couple of people that just got all up in my way, but now I'm back on course and found my source to let everybody know I'm coming with more force. Yeah, so talk that, yeah. I'ma really be about it, I'ma walk that thing. Ha, look, I set a blaze to your house. I ain't even on the train, I'm in a plane headed out like, hey. So they don't believe we've been working this hard, but it's hard work. Look at all of these scars, and in my context, I got nothing but stars. Avant-garde, hey, avant-garde. Hey yo, they said we wouldn't make it this far, but they don't believe we've been working this hard. Yeah, make it to happen. Everybody leave when they look, now they laughing. All the women around me, they see we steady stacking. We getting this money, yeah, you know we make it happen. And I'm proud to be a young black lady. And I'm proud to be a young black crazy. And everything that I do is just repping for my whole city. And you know I'm really independent. Independent and so in. Now we win it and we see it and we get to start. And look, everybody know we fill with heart. So if you wanna come with it, we can build this plot. Look, and if you in the building with it, let me know that you feeling and you healing in it. Hey, everybody say 1, 2, 3, fuck Trump, ha! Yeah, so they know with me, we've been working this hard, but it's hard work. Look at all of these scars, and in my contacts, I got nothing but stars. I'm so avant-garde, hey. Hey, look, hey yo, they said we couldn't make it this far, so they don't believe we've been working this hard, but it's hard work. Make some noise, San Francisco. Yeah.